everybody, welcome to the underground lair where we have this 1973 Les Paul Deluxe. It's definitely player's grade, and it was in here maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. It got Cluson locking tuners because all the other tuners had been bent and replaced and damaged, and since it's player's grade and almost none of the bridge is the right Shayla bridge, but the tailpiece is a made in Japan piece. It's got different tuning button, or not, strap buttons. Looks like everything else is maybe standard. Frets are almost gone, but child knocked it over and got a little crack right here. Let's get you over there. Okay, it looks like you can see that now. On the high E, there's like a little splintered area, but it doesn't seem to be any other trauma. And it came to me with that string broken, so we're just going to go ahead and remove this tuning machine and see what else is underneath here. Just get that out of the way. So I think we're just going to have to squirt some glue in here and make it better. I don't think, and clamp it. I don't think it's got a lot of trauma to it that's going to cause any kind of issues. And yeah, it extends to the tuner route, but there's nothing else around it. So we're gonna just inject some glue in there, kind of like we did with that SG, except for with this, it's just going to be this little piece that's kind of between the wing that's glued on to the side of the headstock, and goes up right there to the tuning machine. So I've got me a syringe, and I'm going to put some wood glue in there, plug it up and clamp it. We'll be back. Okay, so we opened it up with a toothpick, and we're going to use that as a lever. Go in here with this syringe as far in there as we can go, and just squeeze in some glue. Kind of hard to do. With your non-dominant hand. There we go. Clean up. Okay, it appears that we got it clamped, and I don't think I'm getting any more squeeze out of it. It wasn't a very big crack, it was more of a chip, I guess you'd say. So it's going to go on stand now, and in 24 hours, probably a little more because I'm working tomorrow, we'll take the clamp off and we'll restring it with a set of 10s. Okay, we're back with our Les Paul. It's sat for a while, and now we're going to put strings on it. Hydrate that fingerboard while we got it. fretboard or the headstock real quick. Make sure it's clean. Okay, so for locking tuning machines, make sure the bridge is in the, or the string is in a slot. Tighten down your knurled knob. Start to bring it up to pitch. Get enough tension on there to start it, you know. Once again, make sure it's in the slot. Tighten it down. It just puts the tension on the, puts the pin up against the string. And I don't know if you can see back here, there's an eraser I used to hold the stop bar against the posts so it doesn't go slipping back while you're trying to work up here. Good old high school eraser. Again, make sure it's in the slot. Put it in the nut slot. Lock your string down. Put some tension on it. Hey everybody, we're back here to wrap up our Les Paul, or Gibson 73 Les Paul Deluxe that we had to repair the chip here in the around the high E string where it got dropped. A couple of things I noticed that I guess on its fall it knocked these two tuners a little loose. They simply just tightened down. The only chip was really just right here. You see the two little lines right there, maybe. Touch the screen to make the focus work. But yeah, that's what we're looking at right there. And it's been up to tune overnight, and it's staying in tune, so that's really, it was more of a, it was a crack, definitely, but it really, I don't think was that harmful to the guitar structurally, because in 73 they used a volute here, this bump, and also it's a 1-2-3 piece neck in the middle, and then of course you have the wings on the outside here. So it all has pretty much been fine. There's no extraneous cracks anywhere else. So I think we're good. I roughed in the tuning last night and the intonation. Let's see where we are as far as our relief. Body joint, 7th fret, we want 12 or slightly less. That's exactly what we got. Alright, I might have to tighten it just a hair, but let's see where we are. Yep, we're all good. The saddle or the tailpiece for some reason was really raised high. It's still higher than the bass side. On the treble side it was really raised high, but I brought it back down. See, I've got my Tune-o-matic, this is the Stu-Mac, haha, Tune-o-matic testing paper. If you can fit it between the saddle, or not the saddle, but the bridge back and the string, you're in good shape. And look at that. It's right up to the Stu-Mac setting. I joke. Yeah, if it came from Stu-Mac, this would be $18. Okay, so the last thing we got to do before we clip the strings, oh, I did the pickup height, that's all good. You guys have seen all that. I'm just going to plug it in. These frets are almost gone. We did polish them up to 4000 grit micro mesh. We also used the green papers and stuff like that, so got some nice polished frets with the fingerboard. And yep, it all works. There's no noise in the electronics. So we're good to go there. It's going to go back in its case and Buddy's going to pick it up tonight. So of course, you know, the last thing you do, the very last thing you do, is you clip your strings. I want to thank all of my subscribers, and if you're not a subscriber, please do so. And if you want a sticker, they are available on, there's a link for PayPal down at the bottom. $5 US, I'll mail it to you. And we have our super old Deluxe truss rod cover. Slide that in place and we'll screw that down. Come on. You can do it. There we go. If you're in the greater Pittsburgh area and you need your guitar brought up to par, send us an instant message down here on Facebooks and we'll get you in here to do the work. The owner of this 73 Deluxe is bringing 2 more guitars. Don't know what they are. He says he just has 2 more that he wants looked at. I'm like, okay, we can do that. Always back your screws up until they fall into the thread. That's how you keep your threads on a 73. That's what? This is a almost 40-year-old guitar. Take care of the old folks. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. Peace. Have a good rest of your week.